And then on row 4 we have the new champion, number 55, Ilse Cox. She went straight on into the gravel at Druids yesterday, but recovered to 7th place overall. And so let's see what she can do today. We've got a gap where Piers Grange should have been, but then on the 5th row we have 53, Neil Algrave, and number 152, Clive Hainsford. So the red lights are now on, and the cars, who are more or less going to have a dry track, which is pretty good, because it's certainly too dry for wets now, isn't it? Come down towards the start-finish line to begin this race. The red lights are on. Off they go, and we are racing, and a great start from Dave Cockle and also from the Monaro. So Andy Wilson comes through there into 2nd place in the Monaro. Balginder Sidhu back to 3rd. So Cockle just shooting away up towards Druids in the lead in this Ford Escort, the silver Ford Escort number 95, leading the way down now towards Graham Hill. Now, how slippery is it at Graham Hill? It's certainly a lot drier than it was earlier on. Will they all get through safely? Through goes Cockle, then it's Wilson and Sidhu. Hatfield next up. Ray West is in 5th position. Already Ilse Cox has lost a few places, but now he's claiming them back again and gets onto the tail of the BMW of Ray West as they go through Surtees. So Cockle, it is in the lead, the number 95 Ford Escort coming towards the start finish line to complete the first lap.
So Cockle leads it. He went from 12th into the lead in the first couple of laps of yesterday's race. No repeat of Balsidhu's heroics into paddock from the start of the race yesterday, where he shot round the outside of everybody into the lead. He's in 3rd behind Andy Wilson in the big Holden Monaro, another big Australian beast out there. I've just had a message to say that the reason Ray West didn't race earlier wasn't just because of the differential problem. He hadn't got the correct wet tyres, because of course they have to run different tyres for Thunder Saloons and pre-93s, and he hadn't got the wets that he needed to come out in the earlier race, so that's why we didn't see him out.
All right, and it was very slippery, because remember what H.A. Owen said, just how slippery it was. So a sensible decision from Ray there, but now he's on dry tyres, I reckon, and doing a lot better. He's there in 6th position at the moment. In the lead though, it's Dave Cockle, the winner of yesterday's race. He's won 5 times so far this season in Thunder Saloons. Across the line he goes to complete 2 laps. Does a fastest lap of 56.409, and that is bettered by Ilse Cox, who does a 56.328. So Ilse Cox in the Seat, number 55, made the fastest lap on that lap, and she is in 5th position. But the leader's coming down towards Graham Hill with the Escort in the lead.
It's the Cosworth from the Holden, then the BMW, then the BTCC spec Toyota Avensis of Adam Hatfield, in racing an Aston Martin GT4 in GT Cup, and looking to go international GT racing next year. There's a good battle going on there. Malcolm Wise passed by, I think Malcolm Wise might be slowing there, passed by Neil Argrave in the number 53. That was for the lead of the Blue Oval Saloons division, and Neil Argrave's car again spitting flame as he lifts off for the corners. Very spectacular indeed, that car. A shame we haven't got a similar Escort of Piers Grange out there. Here comes the Skyline of James Janicki up the outside on Ray West into paddock. That's for 6th position. Fastest lap of the race by Andy Wilson that time through, the Northern Saloon and Sports Car regular up at Croft. Mainly he races. He's got a classic Ford Falcon as well. These appeared in the pre-66s and the Classic Thunder Saloons this year. In the Monaro this weekend. Balsidhu, the man from the West Midlands, under pressure now from Adam Hatfield for 3rd. Then it's Cox in the Seat, the former Castle Combe circuit champion. West, Janicki, and then Argrave, the leading Blue Oval Saloons runner.
It's a good battle going on for 3rd place, with Balsidhu holding sway at the moment with that group as they go up into clearways. 5 cars there contesting 3rd place, the final spot on the podium. Adam Hatfield trying to sneak round the outside of Balsidhu, but he gets a bit wide and almost gets into the gravel there, and that allows Ilse Cox to come shooting through into the top 3. So Ilse Cox, the new champion, comes up into 3rd position in her Seat. Balsidhu comes back at her at Paddock Bend with his traditional now late braking manoeuvre in number 16, but he doesn't get past her, and so Ilse Cox now up into 3rd, leading that battle of 5 cars.
Yeah, Hatfield had the lunge at Sidhu. They both went wide. Ilse Cox said, "Thank you very much, I'll go through for third place." Adam Hatfield was flashing his lights in anger as he came into paddock that time through. He's just lost 3 places going into paddock in the Team Hard liveried Toyota.
I think probably as it's a BTCC car, you've probably got an automatic light flash, haven't you?
I think you have.
An angry lights flash.
Well, he's on the back of Ray West in the BMW, winner in the pre-93s yesterday. And a gap back to Argrave. Clive Hainsford's rotary-engined Mazda RX-8 behind him. That's a bespoke Mazda RX-8, not the space frame ones that we see in the Intermarks. And then behind him, Alan Eason, going very well indeed in his little Fiesta. Malcolm Wise has dropped back in the Sapphire, made a good start, but has slipped back now behind the Capri of Tom Abbott and Ashley Shellswell's Sierra, which had to start from the back after being disqualified from yesterday's race. So Cockhill leads it, but another fastest lap for Wilson. The gap is down to 1.75 seconds now between the 2 leaders. Then a bigger gap back to Cox, and then Sidhu, Janicki, West and Hatfield.
And they're already starting to lap. They've got past Keith Harding's Capri now, so some traffic coming into play. Not quite as bad as the traffic we saw in the Intermark race earlier on. Obviously only 16 starters in this one, whereas we had 27 in the Intermark race. But it's Cockle from Wilson at the front of the field, then a bit of a gap before we get Cox through. Sidhu and Janicki and Sidhu going side by side, but Sidhu holds him off for the moment into paddock. Janicki switches to the other side, goes up the inside and out, drags him into Druids. Now Sidhu's trying to brazen it out round the outside, and that's a dangerous thing to do, and he doesn't quite manage it. So James Janicki takes 4th position in the blue Nissan Skyline, and Val Sidhu has to drop back to 5th.
Yes, James Janicki, the ex-Nippon Challenge race winner in his Nissan Skyline. Clive Hainsford, a regular in the Nippon Challenge as well, just coming into the pits, unfortunately, in the Mazda RX-8, so possibly a problem there. I did see a bit of smoke from that car earlier on, so that could be a retirement for the rotary engine machine. What's the gap this time between...